welcome back to my channel. I'm Marion and here it's all about art, games and technology. Today I finally have another art tutorial for you. It has been inspired by my recent vacation to Mexico. Yes, I know I already mentioned in my last video I had the vacation of a lifetime, and I have been so inspired by everything I've experienced there, from life drawing of ancient Mayan ruins to seeing animals I've never seen before. I did not see one, but 2 crocodiles. For some reason, that makes my life so much better. Anyway, coming home from all of this to rainy, cold Germany, I wanted to take some of the feeling with me and have been sketching a lot of Maya-inspired characters, and I want to show you the progress of painting one of them today. I will show you a time-lapse video of my progress, since this took a few hours to paint, and try to the best of my ability explain my thought process behind this. Have fun! I started sketching in Procreate on the Apple iPad, and the first thing I did was give him a really strong athletic body, and I wanted in his pose and gesture already express his warrior likeness. I wanted him to look really strong. Then, based on what I saw in Mexico in some statues and artwork, I gave him a Maya-inspired costume. I finished the sketch in Photoshop, and the next step is creating the line art. So on top of my rough sketch, I'm basically doing another sketch that is a little more refined and cleaned up. At this point, I experimented with the shape of the bow, which I wasn't really happy with. Whenever I don't really know how to move forward with one part of the image, I just move on to another part and come back to it later. Next, I always create the masked areas for the different colored parts of the character. These may or may not be the final colors I'm gonna use. You can also use primary colors. These are basically just to mask the different areas, so shading becomes easier later. Even at this point, I'm not 100% sure if that is the design I'm going with. I'm still experimenting, I'm still changing stuff around. I'm flipping the canvas horizontally as often as I can to spot any flaws in the pose or the design, and I change parts of it every so often. Actually, I made it a habit of changing the design basically up until the last part of rendering, so I don't get stuck with one idea that is not the best that it could be just because I committed to it too early. I gave him facial painting and tattoos just because I thought that would bring out the tribal nature. At this point, I want to say that this is not an accurate image of a Maya warrior. Like, this is just inspired by the stuff I saw on vacation, by the colors, by the beautiful imagery, even by the ruins, by the temples. All of that has been stewing in my head, and this is what came out. So character designs don't have to be historically or culturally accurate to be good. So please, all you native experts out there, please don't give me any shit for that. At this point, I've been rendering quite a little bit. I'm shading the parts of the image, jumping around, and always keeping in mind where my light source is. And as you can see, I'm still changing parts of the design. I even removed a whole part of his jewelry, which I found was too decorative and did not make much sense, and I changed up parts of his armor. Because sometimes the design can benefit from some white space, from less details instead of more on top of it, so the really detailed parts of the design can shine. And that's one of the most important things with character design. Don't be afraid to change it up if you don't like it. Don't commit too early to one part of the design. I'm trying to work out the edges, the shadows and the lights, and make the different materials like the skin or the stone jade-like material of the skull, and of course the fabric look different from each other. And in the end I even found a design of a bow. I looked at a lot of references, and instead of making up some crazy weapon design, I went with a more traditional look. For shading, I'm using different layer modes. I'm always switching up the brushes, and I sparely apply real photo texture to make some parts of the painting look more realistic, like the fabric. To make it all come together, I put a gradient layer on top, set on soft light, which makes the colors work better as a whole. And this is the final result. Thank you everyone for watching this tutorial. Please leave any feedback you have down below. Don't hold back, and I'll see you in my next video.